Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. Students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for international affairs and visits for July month. It will be an important session for you all students, so stay tuned with us till the end. You will be learning a lot of new information today that will be quite beneficial for you all in your learning journey. Let's start. The first question is, who among the following Indian member is not included among the 44 founding members of the International Telecommunication Union's AI for Good Global Commission that was launched in July 2026. So who among the following Indian member is not included is being asked here. So among the following here, if we see, Ratan Tata ji is not included here, right? Mukesh Ambani, Sunil Bharti Mittal, they are included here. Next, who led the Indian delegation at the inaugural United Nations Global Dialogue on AI Governance held in Geneva, Switzerland? So who is that Indian delegation we are talking about here? Kirti Vardhan Singh. Next, name the location where the Center for Studies of International Relations, that is CSIR's New Delhi, in collaboration with Manas National Academy, that is Center, it is CSIR, along with Manas National Academy, they have established what? They have established an International Center for Civilizational Studies, that is Manas and Mahabharata, in July. So name that location where this was established. Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. Important students. The center was inaugurated during a visit of an Indian delegation to Kyrgyzstan from 4th to 7th of July. And the first Hindi translation of the Kyrgyz epic Manas, translated by Hemchandra Pandey and Ramakant Dwivedi, was released during the inauguration here. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the 49th session of the Codex Alimentarius Commission held in July 2026. So mark the correct statement here. Among the following, all the three options are rightly mentioned. India has been elected to co-chair the electronic working group here. The session adopted 7 Codex standards and guidelines developed under India's leadership, and Rajit Punhani, the CEO of Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, led the Indian delegation here. So remember these things. Next, which of the following country is not a member of the newly formed anti-ballistic missile coalition announced in July by Ukraine and 9 other countries to protect Europe from the ballistic missiles threat? So which of the countries is not a member of this newly formed alliance here? Among the following, Poland is not a member here, right? Denmark, Germany, Spain and Sweden, they are all the member here of this alliance. Next, Union Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, our Union Minister, External Affairs Minister, has officially launched India's campaign for election as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council for 28-29 term at the UN headquarters in New York, USA. What is the theme of India's campaign here? So the theme here is Shanti. Correct? It is, what does the Shanti full form here means? Securing holistic advancement through norms, trust and integrity. This highlights India's commitment to global peace, security, development and reform multilateralism. Next, UN released the preliminary report of Independent International Scientific Panel on Artificial Intelligence in July and warns that the frontier AI development is outpacing global governance. Question is, which country holds about 75% of the global AI compute capacity according to the report? So it is USA that holds almost 75% of the AI computing capacity here. The report warns that AI development is outpacing global governance and it urges the government to strengthen the regulatory frameworks. So these were your some important international affairs students. Now let's move to some important current affairs related to the visit. First, Mark the correct statement regarding Union Minister Piyush Goyal's visit to UK from 25th to 27th of June ahead of the implementation of India-UK Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement and Double Contribution Convention. Mark the correct statement here. Among the following, all the three options are rightly mentioned here. Piyush Goyal was honored with a special award for exceptional leadership in elevating India-UK relationship. Then, during this, UK-India CETA Business Utilization Manual and announced the deployment of 1000 advisory personnel across India. Apart from this, India-UK CETA and the company's TCC were set to come into force on July 15th. Next, which of the following statements regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Seychelles are correct here? Among the following, if we see, option A is right and option B is right. C is wrongly mentioned here. C is saying that India has announced a 3,250 crore rupees umbrella line of credit to support the development projects in Seychelles. So is it 3,250 crore rupees? No. This line of credit is worth 1,250 crore rupees. A line of credit that was approved here. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takichi's visit to India from 1st to 3rd July. Among the following, all the three options are rightly mentioned here. Here, Japanese Prime Minister Takichi participated in the 16th India-Japan Annual Summit in New Delhi. Here, Japan's PM Takichi along with PM Modi attended the Japan-India Joint Economic Forum hosted by the Japan External Trade Organization in New Delhi, and both the countries they have agreed to convene to the 4th India-Japan 2+2 ministerial meeting in Tokyo, the capital city of Japan, by the end of 2026. Next, mark the correct statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Rajasthan and Gujarat. Among the following, if we see here, option A is right and option B is right. C is wrongly mentioned. C is saying that here Prime Minister inaugurated the CG Semi Outsourced Semiconductor Assembly and Test Facility in Rajasthan. This OSAT facility, it was not in Rajasthan that was inaugurated, but it was in Gujarat. Right, this OSAT facility. Next, students, who undertook 4-day official visit to France to participate in the India-France Economic and Financial Dialogue held at the Southern France in New Delhi. So, who took this 4-day official visit? It was by Union Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, our Finance Minister. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Indonesia from 6th to 8th of July. Among the following, if we see here, all the three options are rightly mentioned. Next, students, mark the correct statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Australia from 8th to 10th of July, which was the second leg of his 3-nation tour, that is Indonesia, New Zealand and Australia. So, correct statement here, option A is right and option B is right. Option C is wrongly mentioned. C is saying that the newly launched PACT's initiative succeeds and replaces the existing 2010 framework agreement on cyber and cyber-enabled critical technology cooperation of 2010 framework. Right, this is not a 2010 framework but 2020 framework that it will be replacing. So these are your important current affairs, students. Next, mark the correct statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Australia from 8th to 10th of July. Here you have to give me the correct statement, right? So among the following, option C is only rightly mentioned here, right? Correct option C. Yes, option C is only rightly mentioned here. If we look at the option A, PM Modi participated in the 3rd India-Australia Annual Leaders Summit held in Melbourne, Australia. Is it so? So remember, is it this rightly mentioned here? I correct, students, here all the options are rightly mentioned, right? B is also right. Yes, PM Modi participated in the 3rd annual summit, right? And both the countries have unveiled a list of 18 major agreements and initiatives across defense, maritime and so on. Next, give me the incorrect statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to New Zealand from 10th to 11th of July. Now you have to give me the incorrect statement. Among the following, option C is incorrectly mentioned. Option A is right and B is right. C is saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi presented a hockey stick signed by entire Indian men's hockey team and traditional Uttarakhandi cap to New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon. Is it so? Yes, he did gifted a bet that was signed. But was this bet signed by the men's hockey team or the women's hockey team? So here remember, it was by women's, signed by entire women's hockey team. Correct? Take a note of this, students. Next, mark the correct statement regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Haryana, the UT of Chandigarh, Punjab on 16th of July. So among the following, you have to give me the correct statement here. So here option C is rightly mentioned, A is wrong and B is wrongly mentioned. A is saying that PM Modi flagged off India's first hydrogen power train between Jind and Sonipat at Jind railway station in Chandigarh. Is it so? So this first hydrogen power train is between Jind and Sonipat, right? It was at Jind railway station, which is located in Chandigarh? No, which is in Haryana. Next, PM Modi inaugurated the Advanced Mother and Child Center and the Advanced Neuroscience Center at Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education Research in Haryana. So PM Modi inaugurated this Advanced Mother and Child Care Center and Advanced Neuroscience Center for Postgraduate Institute in not Haryana, this was in Chandigarh. Right? Now all options are rightly mentioned here. Next, identify the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council who paid an official visit to India in July 26 at the invitation of the Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, who participated in the bilateral talks and unveiled the master plan for IIT Madras Zanzibar campus at Fumba Peninsula. So remember, which IIT is being setting up in Zanzibar? It is IIT Madras. They are setting up their campus at Zanzibar. Correct? Now question is, identify that President of Zanzibar that did this. So Hussein Ali Vinyi, right? He is the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council. Next, mark the correct statement, students, regarding the state's visit of President Draupadi Murmu ma'am to Moldova, North Macedonia and Romania from 19th to 25th of July. So correct statement you have to give me here. If we look at the option, all the three options are rightly mentioned. So these were your important current affairs, students, for these two topics. Now let's move to some revision part that will be quite beneficial for you all. Students, now let's start with some important one-liner revision. Let's start with national news. Ministry of Ayush sets Guinness World Record with 35 lakh viewers on live yoga stream. Government to set up 700 She-Marts and 1000 fulfillment centers to empower women entrepreneurs. Raja Prabha festival celebrated on Odisha to mark monsoon and Mother Earth's fertility. Then next, Center, Assam and Nagaland, they have signed historic MOU for oil and natural gas exploration. India has launched WT Marut portal that will strengthen wind energy supply chain. Telangana has launched breakfast and milk scheme for school students. 4 Assam products received GI tags, that is Bha Silpa, Karbi Anglong Handloom, Bihu Pepa and Diori Handloom products. Then IIT Hyderabad to establish India's first center of design excellence in nuclear energy. National Military Drone Technology Hub set up at IIT Kanpur. Tamil Nadu has received the cooperative crop loan waiver scheme for the farmers. India Post has launched drone-powered mail delivery in Himachal Pradesh. Archaeological Survey of India has partnered with Denmark to explore 17th century Danish shipwreck of Orston in Indian coast. Then Kerala government, they have launched free bus travel scheme for the women and transgenders. Suzlon Energy, they have launched India's tallest 5 megawatt wind turbine S175 to boost renewable energy generation. Geo Platform became the only Indian company in the WIPO Global Top 20 patent ranking. Tamil Nadu to establish common technology facility for space vehicles in Tuticorin. 6 states reach consensus on Kishau multi-purpose dam project. Ashok Leland has signed an MOU for old truck and bus replacement scheme in Delhi NCR. Bharat Buildcon 26 inaugurated in New Delhi. PM Modi to release 23rd installment of PM Kisan from West Bengal. India-UK free trade agreement to come into force on 15th July. Centre approved 22 crore rupees support for the startups under National Green Hydrogen Mission. PM to disburse 2,400 crore rupees under PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. PM Modi to lay foundation stone for 25,016 crore rupees coal gasification project in Odisha. National Highway Authority of India, they have launched Rajasthan's first MLFF based tolling system. right? Then Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited, they have been upgraded to Navratna CPSE and they are the 29th Navratna CPSE. Then comes appointments and resignation. HDFC Bank extended KK Mistri's interim chairman tenure by 3 months. GIC reappointed Hitesh Ramachandra Joshi as the chairman cum managing director. India to assume vice presidency of Financial Action Task Force for the first time, and this is the organization that releases grey list. Then Saibal Chattopadhyay appointed chairperson of the National Statistics Commission. Bimal N. Patel elected judge of the International Tribunal for the Law of the Seas. Then Prime Minister Narendra Modi conferred with the Slovakia's highest national award. Sudarshan Patnaik became first Indian to win Russian Grandstand or win first Russia Grand Slam Masters Cup 2026. Navi Mumbai and Guwahati Airport Terminal named among the world's most beautiful airports in the BRICS World Series for 26. So these are your important one-liner, students.